Welcome everybody, I hope you have a nice day. This is Happy Dynast and today I'm going to talk about Stalker 2, especially about 4 main endings for this game. Also, I'm going to try to predict which ending will be chosen as canon ending, therefore will become basis for story of Stalker 3, which we may or may not get in the future. Also, I chosen Stalker 2 menu screen as a background for this video. I think it's very thematic, so I hope you will appreciate it. I'm going to give you first and only spoiler warning in this video. We are going to talk about endings, so yeah, spoilers ahead. And with that said, let's begin. So I said that there are 4 main endings for the Stalker 2 story. These endings are the S.T.A.L.K.E.R ending, the Words ending, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R ending, and Professor Kaimanov/Faust ending. I'm going to start with the ending I think is the least likely to become canon ending, and this ending is the S.T.A.L.K.E.R ending. I think this is the worst ending in the game, so let's talk about it. In this ending you will help S.T.A.L.K.E.R to get into the pod in middle of the zone, where are the bodies of scientists that later become the C consciousness. In all of the endings you're going to use the last remaining pod. Difference is just with who will get inside of that pod. So in the S.T.A.L.K.E.R ending, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R is going into the pod and he will try to bring about something that is called the Shining Zone. This ending will start very nice, very colorful, very happy. You will meet near the fire with other Stalkers. Richter is among them, also the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Everything is very nice, very colorful, like I said. But then you have a cut to reality and everything is dark and sinister. And the revelation is that you are actually the zombie and everybody around you is also zombie. None of you is seeing real reality. All of you are imprisoned in your own fantasy land, and there is actually big chance that all of you are going to die, because amongst the stalkers that are lying on the ground moving in their own fantasy, there is stalker that is dead, and I think one of the dogs that come into the scenes will take bite from him before he leaves. So that's my idea of what's going on there, but I can be wrong and you just exist in zombified state. Multiple characters were warning you about this ending, that Shining Zone is not real. The one quest that was supposed to prove to you that Shining Zone is indeed real. In this quest you are going into the nice small house in laboratory of X7, which have nice flower field around it. You will go inside, pull out the chip, and you realize that you are in broken, destroyed a hovel. There are no flowers, all that beauty is gone, all of it was an illusion. And you go and you will connect that chip in different laboratory to the pod, in which you can talk with character which is dead. So yeah, there was a lot of inside telling you that this ending is not real. Even the S.T.A.L.K.E.R himself doubted before he entered the pod that if the Shining Zone is real indeed, because few minutes before that he realized that he was actually indoctrinated by C consciousness as part of the Stalker program, which probably broken him on some level. He acted a little bit different since then. So yeah, definitely bad ending. I don't think this will this has any chance to become canon. Like, yeah, zone still exists, but all the faction in the zone are basically dead and wiped out. And I don't know what you would write even story about. Like, maybe it's like 20 years later and new stalkers are in the zone, and there was this incident in which everybody turned into the zombie, and then for many years almost nobody dared to enter the zone because of that. And now there are new factions, and the story can start from the beginning. You don't know what is in the center of the zone, and you will try to find it, I guess. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't think this ending would provide basis for interesting story. So yeah, that's why it is the first dimension and last. And the one with the least chance to become canon. So the next ending is the Ward ending. In this ending, you will help Ward to reach the pod. Colonel Kaimanov, I think he's called. He will go into the pod. He will take over the zone's energy. Zone will stop existing, and the Ward or the government will use this energy for presumably for betterment of the mankind. But again, this ending will start very nice, where you practically destroyed the zone, and I think many people even will want to destroy the zone. And Skiv will Skiv will get his own house, and he will get a ride by the chopper. I think it's called chopper now, or helicopter. Let's say helicopter. So Skiv will get a ride by helicopter, and then that's when this trailer. That's when this ending will become quite sinister. When we realize that in one of the monitors about Colonel's head, there is PUV of the Skivs, which implies that Ward have control over Skiv, and that also implies that the choice if he decides to live his life in his new house, or if he will instead try to help the Ward, is not entirely his anymore. This is another ending which I think have very small chance on becoming canon, because zone does not exist. Like, about what you will do the next game, you know. If you would want to choose this as canon ending, you would probably need it to change gameplay of the Stalker 3 entirely. You would maybe be like some underground militia trying to fight against government and try to bring zone back into the existence, you know. That could be probably some interesting story if you would choose this ending, but I don't think it's likely they will choose it. So the next ending is the Strelok's ending. I think this ending have quite a potential for becoming a canon ending. In this ending, you will side with Strelok. He will get into the pod. He will take control over the monolith, and he will close zone to the world. Everybody who is in the zone is forbidden from leaving. Everybody who is outside of the zone is forbidden from entering. Zone is in the same time cut or sealed off of the outside world. And this is taken as a good ending in this game by many people, because government can no longer use zone for their own purposes. All those evil experiments that were done in the zone will stop, and the zone is presumably preserved. Also, this ending, if we would made no if we if the devs would make it canon, would be interesting in the point where they would write about how did the people that stayed in the zone did acclimate to this change where they are cut off the supply lines which were coming into the zone from outside, where they need to get their own food now, where they need to take care of their weapons now, where they cannot export artifacts outside, what will happen with the factions that are already in the zone, are there some new faction that will be created. This is interesting scenario, but of course it has its own problems, which is like, what will you do in this game? And the answer is probably you will go and take down S.T.A.L.K.E.R so you can leave. I don't think there is much else you can do. Or maybe that can be some exceptions where S.T.A.L.K.E.R will allow some individuals to enter the zone or leave the zone, so you can still get new characters there, so it's not just bunch of old dudes who were imprisoned in the zone for like last 20 years. So yeah, there is potential for the canon ending or for some interesting story if you will do it in time just after the zone was cut off the outside world, but I don't think they will choose this as the canon ending. The one ending I think they will choose as canon is the last remaining ending, and this is the Kaimanov Faust ending. So why is it called Kaimanov/Faust ending? In this ending you can side with Professor Kaimanov, but after you will reach the ending, it is revealed that Kaimanov was not Kaimanov, but it was actually Faust, and that the Faust you did kill was actually just another double. In this ending, one who will enter the pot in this ending is Skiff, and when he will do so, zone will expand chaotically all over the world. New zones will appear everywhere, maybe even eventually to the point where the whole planet will become a zone. Anomalies and mutants and other entities are also unleashed upon the world, and people, from what I saw, were calling this ending bad. I mean, I guess it is a bad ending, like especially when you will realize the repercussions that will be there when zone will expand all over the world. But on the other hand, I think this is the ending that will be picked as the canon because of how interesting concept this is. Because now you can make the new Stalker game anywhere in the world. You can do it like in Africa, in Asia, in America. You can choose any place in the world for that. But in the same time, you need to write like, how did the governments responded to zone being now everywhere? Or are the governments even existing now? Or governments are maybe just some remnants that are trying to restore their authority, which is impossible because you cannot sit into into your car and try to go like 5 kilometers, you will find 500 anomalies that will turn your car into like this metal ball of death, and you will be riding that highway probably forever between these different anomalies that killed you, and every community is now enclosed and only watching for each other. You know, this can be very interesting story, just how the world did change because of the zone is now everywhere. How do kids go to school because there are anomalies on the way? How people are farming, how people are doing anything in this new situation, you know. Also, the previous Stalker game were all in the zone. We already know the map quite well, but this ending would allow the devs to make entirely new map for the game, you know. So yeah, that's why I think this ending will be the canon ending. This is my pick. But let me know what you think. Which ending do you think will be canon in your opinion? Am I right, or do you think I forgot to mention something important, and maybe in your perspective some of the other endings are much more interesting scenario for the canon ending? Let me know in the comment section. If you want to support me, please like and subscribe. That is the best thing you can do for small channels like mine. Have a nice day and goodbye.